Hey everyone, welcome back to my vlog. For those of you who are new, my name is Valerie, and somehow you've landed on my YouTube channel. And for those of you who are returning, I have to say a huge apology, because these are supposed to be really consistent, and then I moved, I did some really long projects, and then these just kind of fell to the wayside. These are going to be more consistent now, I promise. In March, I was super honored to get to go to the BAFTAs, which, if you don't know what the BAFTAs are, they're basically like the British Oscars, and these were the BAFTA Game Awards. I was so honored to get nominated for Best Performance for working on What Remains of Edith Finch. And I got to go to London to go to the ceremony. I was so excited because my dad got to go with me, and as I mentioned, I don't live at home anymore, so it was really awesome because I got to spend some quality time with my dad. So, without further ado, let's get this rolling. And we're gonna fly to London! Say hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
Very good. Mom, say hi.
Hi.
We're flying today. So the very first thing we did once we got to London was we went to the Tower of London. And if you know me, you'll know that I'm a huge history buff. And you'll know that I really love the Tudor period in British history. Love that stuff. So getting to go to the Tower was top of the list. And it did not disappoint. Not only did I get to see the crown jewels, which were majestic. Unfortunately, I do not have any pictures of those because they do not let you take pictures. But my personal favorite part was getting to explore the tower itself. Getting to see the chapel in the tower was amazing as well. And there's just something really wonderful about having read something and read and watched stuff your entire life, and then you get to be, not to quote Hamilton, but in the room where it happened. It was really special and magical and really amazing. After visiting the tower, we got to go to Westminster Abbey, which is one of the most glorious, beautiful places I have ever seen. It is just so peaceful and massive. And again, unfortunately, they do not allow photography in there, so I didn't get any footage of that. But please, if you go to England, do not miss it. It's so beautiful there. I also got to see Big Ben because I'm a big Peter Pan girl. Unfortunately, he is under construction, so I didn't get to see Big Ben in all of his majestic glory. But I did get to see the clock face, and I did get to picture Peter and Wendy flying across it. I also really loved wandering around Piccadilly Circus with my cousins. They were a joy, and they became mine and my dad's tour guide for the day, and we got to walk around, eat great food. I got to hang out with my two young second cousins, which are their kids, and they're so cute. Another big favorite was going to the Jack the Ripper Museum. Now, it's kind of morbid, not gonna lie, but the building that it's in is from the period, but they've dressed all the rooms to look like one of the crime scenes, one of the victims' apartments, a morgue, a police office, and it just was very immersive. I really love museums that are immersive like that because I think it allows you to step into history, and I think England has that on point. They're amazing with all of their museum layouts. I was in heaven. One thing that really spooked me was going to the Dungeons of London show / walkthrough. It's like Halloween Haunt, but more theatrical and a little more story driven and a little bit more of like a guided tour. I love going to like spooky things, but I don't like people jumping out and scaring me. And because I am a young girl, a young teenage girl, they tend to go after me. So that was very fun. But what was cool is they did like Sweeney Todd and Jekyll and Hyde and Jack the Ripper, and they did all sorts of things. So if you're into that, check it out. By far, one of my favorite things that I did while I was there was going to Oxford. My grandmother was born and raised in Oxford, and she didn't come to the US until right after World War II when she married my grandfather. So she grew up there and she lived through the war out in Oxford, and going there was probably the most special experience of that whole trip. There's something really special about seeing where your family's from, and I loved it. We got to wander through all these beautiful churches, have tea in this beautiful hotel. We got to go to Christ College, which is where Lewis Carroll met the Liddell family. And if you don't know your Alice in Wonderland history, let me educate you. Alice Liddell is the daughter of Professor Liddell, and she was, I believe, 8 or 9 at the time that she met Lewis Carroll, and she is who Alice is based off of. So getting to wander around there and kind of see where Lewis Carroll was inspired to write Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, it's really like walking into a storybook. It's so peaceful there, and the flowers are so green and beautiful, and everyone's so nice. It's beautiful there. Don't miss it. Oxford Castle is also one of the favorite places I've ever been. The ground floor of it is so old, and you can just feel how much history it's seen. And plus the staff and their tour is awesome. After getting back from Oxford, my dad and I went on a quest to find Roman temples and Roman ruins in England, in London specifically. And there is a skyscraper that's in the middle of London, but underneath it, lo and behold, there is a Roman temple from the 3rd century AD called the Temple of Mithras. Getting to see the Temple of Mithras was really cool. They do an amazing audio and visual experience where you stand down where the temple ruins are. They darken the lights and they play chanting and whispering, and it just sounds like the spirits of the past, I guess. We stayed down there for a long time. We definitely saw 2 or 3 showings of it, and it's something that's gonna always stick with me, I think. And now onto the BAFTAs. The BAFTAs were amazing. Not only did I get to go to the nominee party where I felt super fancy, and I got interviewed for BAFTA Guru about voice acting, and I got to meet my fellow nominees and just hang out and have a great time. I took myself out to dinner too because I was starving. It was amazing. And then the next night we had the BAFTAs themselves, and going to the BAFTAs was one of the most exciting experiences of my life. There is something very ego-boosting about walking down a red carpet and everyone knowing your name. Not to sound vain, but I have never had that experience before. I've been lucky to get to go to a couple more award shows where like people know who you are because you're nominated, but this was the first time where I got asked to do like 7 or so interviews, and I was hopping from person to person, and they all knew the game, like really knew the game, and they all had really on point questions. Oh my gosh. The company to be nominated in is just like, my brain is and now we're all friends on Twitter, and I like to pretend I'm cool, but I'm actually like freak out inside a little bit because I like to pretend I'm cool, but that's not actually the case. Yeah, everyone is so nice too, and they're really nice to me, and I'm like this newbie kid who's somehow gotten this amazing game and somehow got nominated for this thing, and I'm here somehow in London, and then I don't know, everyone was just really nice. So thank you to the BAFTA team and to all of the nominees for making me feel so welcome. Thank you for having me. It was one of the best experiences of my life. But my favorite part of the BAFTAs was they gave us chocolate on our chairs. And this was, I want to go back and I want to get nominated again just so I can get more of these. They're called Tiddly BAFTAs. And they're some of the most delicious little chocolates. They're in the shape of the BAFTA mask. They're amazing. They taste so good. And the cherry on top of the whole experience, as you'll know if you watched the BAFTA Game Awards or if you have been following me on Instagram, you'll know that we won Best Game. My whole world exploded, and I don't really remember much about walking up on that stage, but oh my gosh. The Annapurna Interactive team and the Giant Sparrow team are so deserving. I am so proud of them. I'm so proud that they entrusted me with Edith, and getting to walk up on stage with them was amazing. And side note, BAFTAs are really heavy. They're like heavy. They're really heavy. And there were 2 at our table, and honestly, if you use them as weights, you'd get ripped. So after going to the BAFTAs, unfortunately I had to say farewell to London, and it was a sad goodbye. I can't wait to go back again. I can't wait to go back and visit my family and explore more, and I really want to work in London. I just really can't wait to go back. It's beautiful there and I love it so much. So that was London. Thank you guys for watching another vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and as the YouTubers say, please like and subscribe and let me know what you want to see next. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much, and I promise to have these out more consistently. Until then, have a great one.
Keep going.